Welcome to r/slash Choosingbeggars, where, hey, could you guys send me $350K, pretty please? This post is already absurd. Posted to Twitter. This is a long shot because I don't know if you'll see me, but would you want to make our Christmas special by helping us get our home built so that we can raise our son in a safer neighborhood? We need $350,000 to make it happen. I'd love if you would help with anything at all. Happy holidays, sweetie. Then the same person tweets at the Arizona Tea Drink Company and says, Mr. Arizona Tea, sir, I recall you being a man who wouldn't raise prices because you have a golden heart. Would that same golden heart be willing to help a family build a home so that we can raise our son in a safer neighborhood? We only need $350,000 to get our land and our home built. Then this lady makes a GoFundMe, presumably for $350K, and someone on Twitter says, Your GoFundMe touched my heart, and I'm genuinely interested in supporting your cause and make you receive enough donations. I'm here because I care. Share your GoFundMe link in my inbox now and follow back, and I would love to support your GoFundMe. And the lady replies, Genuinely curious why I have to follow you for you to show your support. The link is there. Are you not able to click it? Why would I need to DM you? Guys, all this fake spam isn't cool. Like, what the heck? I'm literally trying to move out of a bad situation and I'm getting spam messages. Honestly, I sympathize with her. If any of you guys want to send me $350K, I would appreciate it. Okay, thanks, bye. Our next Reddit post is from Feisty Echo. For context on this next post, this comes from a restaurant that gives out free meals to people who are struggling. This one hurts to write. We've poured our hearts, time, and money into feeding people who need it. No questions asked. The community has stepped up big, and the attention we've gotten, even nationally, has helped shine a light on hunger right here at home. We never did it for cameras or headlines. We did it because it's the right thing to do. But that same spotlight opened the door for the ugly side of things. We've had people come in demanding ribs, large platters, and only the expensive cuts. We've been yelled at, called disgusting, disgraceful, and even asked to hand over thousands of dollars. I can take a lot, but when my employees who show up every day and give their all start getting treated like they're worthless for trying to help others, that's where I draw the line. These meals are meant to help people who are truly in need, not those who turned their nose up because it's not ribs or briskets. If you're being picky about free food meant to feed your family, maybe it's time to ask yourself why. Starting now, we'll be asking for an EBT card or government federal ID for free meals. If you don't have one but truly need help, talk to a manager. They have full authority to make that call. And just to be clear, these free meals have always been simple. Sandwiches or whatever meals we've whipped up from what we have on hand. Nothing fancy, just good food from good people who care. Once the shutdown ends, we'll keep doing what we've always done, feeding the folks who need it. But for now, we're setting some boundaries to protect our team and make sure that we can keep doing good for the people who truly need it. Thanks for understanding and continuing to support our barbecue family. Our next Reddit post is from Techo Live. I recently moved and decided to give away my barely used sofa for free on a local free stuff group. A woman messaged me super excited, saying she desperately needed it. She shows up, inspects it, and then goes, Oh, I don't like this beige color. Couldn't you have bought something in gray or navy? Those are trending now. Lady, this is free. I am literally saving you hundreds of dollars. She continued to nitpick the cushions, the fabric, and even asked if I could throw in a coffee table to match, all while paying me exactly $0. I was so flabbergasted. I just kind of stood there like, you can always paint it if you want. She actually responded, That's too much work. Maybe I'll just wait for someone else's free one. And then she just left. I honestly can't wrap my head around the entitlement. I don't know, man. Giving away a free sofa without a free coffee table? Sounds like you might be the entitled one, OP. Posted to Facebook. Incoming vent. I hate to sound ungrateful, but I feel like I wasted my time going to a toy drive today with my 5 kids. They wouldn't deliver the toys to us, so we had to bus it down there. Each child was able to pick out 2 toys. My kids have been begging for a PlayStation or Xbox, and I figured they would have them. I mean, it's Christmas. They had a bunch of Dollar Tree toys. My kids didn't even want what they got. I just feel like if these people would try harder, more kids can get a toy they actually want. It's unfortunate that now I have to come up with the money to buy them a PlayStation to share. Happy Sunday! And down in the comments, we have this story from Yanara. When I worked for a cafe, my boss really wanted to make a toy drive for poor parents. I'm still puzzled at how many donations he got. He must have lobbied tirelessly. We ended up with hundreds of toys, some even being expensive. We had a huge advertising campaign and told everyone about it. On the day of the drive, we all came in voluntarily to help. We were expecting lots of people. We also asked that people bring proof that they're on Social Security or the last pay slip to show they don't earn well. Guess who showed up? All people with expensive jewelry and obviously very well off who just wanted free stuff. My boss was about to shut down the whole thing because he was so annoyed by the obvious greed. When finally, towards the end, a young mom with 2 kids showed up who were very obviously in a bad place. She even brought her bank statements to show that she gets only the bare minimum from the state. She told me she's been forced to live in a woman's shelter with her kids because she escaped an abusive marriage. My boss was so moved that he let the kids take everything they wanted. The woman couldn't believe it and told her kids several times to not be greedy. My boss just said, "Take whatever you want." I think he made their Christmas. We donated the rest to women's shelters, child protective homes, and local orphanages because we had too much. It was a day filled with all kinds of emotions, but that day I learned that rich people feel even entitled to the gifts that have been donated to poor kids. Have you guys heard about that Monopoly game experiment that, I don't know, some scientists did at some point? They had people play a game of Monopoly. And one of the players had a huge advantage. They got like twice as much money, and instead of rolling once, they got to roll twice or something like that. And so obviously, with such a huge advantage, that person is bound to start winning. But the interesting thing about the experiment is the table had this bowl of food on it. And the researchers found that the person who was winning, because, they were effectively cheating, they were allowed to cheat, would eat more of the free food on the table than the people who were losing. So that experiment would kind of indicate that getting rich would make people extra greedy, or at least entitled. Our next Reddit post is from Deleted. Hello, I need help teaching my 8-year-old son to read. My wife and I have always homeschooled our kids, and we worked a lot, so we couldn't make sure they learned on track. Well, they're starting a Cyber Academy online public school soon, and my 8-year-old doesn't really know how to read anything but a few sight words. I don't have the patience to teach him. He's ADHD and doesn't like to sit still and focus, and my wife is working full-time right now, while I'm between jobs looking for a new full-time position. I really need someone to teach my son to read. I feel bad and ashamed that we couldn't make sure they were on track with homeschool, and there was no accountability because it wasn't real teachers checking their progress online in the past. So we didn't know until recently they were so far behind. But now I feel it's too late for me to teach him. I need someone with patience and who can speak easily to him so that he'll understand and learn it. I feel like he'll respect and listen to someone else because he just wants to laugh and play around with me since he and I are really close. Anyway, this being an advert online and in a city I haven't lived in long, I have to be selective with people I allow to interact with my kids. It would have to be a woman, and I don't care what age. I'm married and happy with my wife. I am faithful to her, and I am not interested in anything other than what I'm advertising for. I could be in my home or not, but I'm not going to leave anyone alone with my kids until I know you real well. Whether in my home or not, I must be present. I'm broke since I'm out of work temporarily, but I do a lot of stuff. Maybe we can barter for something. I can cook real well, bake almost anything, and I'm real good with desserts. I'm a musician, and I know how to play guitar well enough to teach basics, and a bit more. And I know a lot about landscaping. I can also write really well. To be clear, as someone who's reading this post, that is not true. OP is not a good writer. Like, to the point of legal document writing. I'm sure we can come up with something. Maybe you can bring ingredients and I can cook your dinner while you teach him to read. I don't care. I would cook a woman dinner every night for a month if she could teach my son to read. Everyone who tries my food loves it. I cook gourmet meals well. Foods like stuffed chicken, steak with Parmesan mushroom toppings, beef Wellington, and I know how to make things like spinach parm wraps and homemade baklava. My baklava is so good. If you have a recipe and ingredients, I can make it taste super good. Yo, dude, maybe you should get a job as a chef and use the money to buy your son a tutor. Crazy idea. Or, even better than that, just send the kid to school. It's free, Public school doesn't cost anything. Well, there might be minor fees, like $100. I'm not really sure. Our next Reddit post is from Wander Willows. I do small photography gigs on the weekends, birthdays, baby showers, graduations, just a side hustle. Last week, a woman from my church asked if I could cover her daughter's birthday party. I said sure, and I sent her my very normal rate, $150 for 3 hours plus edited photos. Immediately she replies, "I thought you could just do it for free. We're all Christians. God will reward you in heaven." I told her that I don't work for heaven points, and I still have bills here on earth. She then said, "But it's just taking pictures. My cousin said that her friend can do it for $20. You're not even that good." So I said she should go with her cousin's friend for $20. That's a great deal. She said that she had her reasons for coming to me. I just ignored her and went about my day. The same evening, she commented something on the church group about how some people only care about money. God sees our hearts. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to pay rent like a normal human. A passage from the Bible, 1 Timothy 5:18. The laborer deserves his wages. Posted to Facebook. Looking for a roommate or live-in nanny preferred. Choice of basement fully furnished or unfurnished. If you're a nanny, you get a 50% discount, so $500 a month. You must have newborn experience and experience with children. You must have a vehicle to help with back and forth to school. We have a bundle of joy on the way. He'll be here September 10th unless he decides otherwise. He could come early, lol. If you're not interested in the nanny position, a fully furnished unfinished basement costs $1,100 a month all-inclusive. And the comments below this. So, you want a free babysitter and have them pay you? Girl. Don't forget a free chauffeur as well. That was rSlash/Choosingbeggars. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.